Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Lunchtime Poetry. I'm Lorie, and I'm the teen librarian here at Manlius Library in Central New York. And for the past several months, I've been bringing you a selection of poetry at lunchtime on Fridays. Today, I'm going to do something different. I'm still going to be reading some poetry, but I'm going to be reading selections from a novel in verse. It's called The Poet X, and the author is Elizabeth Acevedo. And I'm going to read you first the introduction, so you have an idea of what the story is about, and then I'm going to read you a few selections from this book. Xiomara Batista feels unheard and unable to hide in her Harlem neighborhood. Ever since her body grew curves, she has learned to let her fists and her fierceness do the talking. But Xiomara has plenty she wants to say, and she pours her frustration out onto the pages of a leather notebook, reciting the words to herself like prayers, especially after she catches feelings for a boy in her bio class. With Mommy's determination to force her daughter to obey the laws of the church, Xiomara understands that her thoughts are best kept to herself. When she's invited to join her school's slam poetry club, she knows that she could never get around Mommy's rules to attend, much less speak her words out loud. But still, she can't stop thinking about performing her poems. Because in spite of a world that may not want to hear her, Xiomara refuses to remain silent. So I'm going to read you a little bit from this book. And I'm going to start at the very beginning. Part 1. In the beginning was the word. Friday, August 24th. Stoop sitting. The summer is made for stoop sitting, and since it's the last week before school starts, Harlem is opening its eyes to September. I scope out this block I've always called home. Watch the old church ladies' chancletas flapping against the pavement, their mouths letting loose a train of island Spanish as they spread he said, she said. Pete Papote from down the block as he opens the fire hydrant so the little kids have a sprinkler to run through. Listen to honking cabs with bachata blaring from their open windows, compete with basketballs echoing from the little park. Laugh at the viejos, my father not included, finishing their dominoes tournament with hard slaps and yells of Capico. Shake my head as even the drug dealers posted up near the building smile more in summer, their hard scowls softening into glue-eyed stares in the direction of the girls in summer dresses and short shorts. Ayo, Xiomara, you need to start wearing dresses like that. You'd be wifed up before going back to school, especially knowing you church girls are all freaks. But I ignore their taunts, enjoy this last bit of freedom, and wait for the long shadows to tell me when Mommy is almost home from work, when it's time to sneak upstairs. The second selection is called Carrie Dad and I Shouldn't Be Friends. We are not two sides of the same coin. We are not ever mistaken for sisters. We don't look alike, don't sound alike. We don't make no damn sense as friends. I curse up a storm and am always ready to knuckle up. Carrie Dad recites Bible verses and promotes peace. I am ready to finally feel what it's like to like a boy. Carrie Dad wants to wait for marriage. I'm afraid of my mother, so I listen to what she says. Carrie Dad genuinely respects her parents. I should hate Carrie Dad. She's all my parents want in a daughter. She's everything I could never be. But Carrie Dad, twin, and I have known each other since diapers. We celebrate birthdays together, attended Bible camp sleepovers with each other, spend Christmas Eve at each other's houses. She knows me in ways I don't have to explain, can see one of my tantrums coming from a mile off, knows when I need her to joke, or when I need to fume, or when I need to be told about myself. Mostly Carrie Dad isn't all goody-goody in her judgment. She knows about the questions I have, about church and boys and Mommy. But she don't ever tell me I'm wrong. She just gives me one of her looks, full of so much charity, and tells me that she knows I'll figure it all out. Friday, September 28th. Listening. Today, when Aman and I sit on the bench, I wait for him to pass me his headphones, but he plays with my fingers instead. No music today, X. Instead, I want to hear you. Read me something. And I instantly freeze, because I never read my work. But Aman just sits patiently. And with my heart thumping, I pull my notebook out. You better not laugh. But he just leans back and closes his eyes. And so I read to him, quietly, a poem about Poppy. My heart pumps hard in my chest and the page trembles when I turn it, and I rush. I rush through all the words. And when I'm done, I can't look at Aman. I feel as naked as if I'd undressed before him. But he just keeps fiddling with my fingers. You got bars, X. I'm down to listen to them anytime. And finally, Silent World. All of Friday and the weekend, the world I've lived in wears masking tape over its mouth. I wear invisible Beats headphones that muffle sound. I don't hear teachers or Father Sean, Twin, or Carrie Dad. Aman tries to speak to me, but even in bio, I pretend my ears are cotton-filled. I speak to no one. The world is almost peaceful when you stop trying to understand it. And that is selections from The Poet X, a novel by Elizabeth Acevedo. And the whole novel is in verse. Different styles, different forms, but the whole novel is in poetry. And it's not the only one. We have a really large selection of novels in verse, not just in the teen room, but also on the adult side and in the children's room. So that if that is something you're interested in, visit the teen blog. I'll have the website up in just a minute, and there will be a list of novels in verse that you might be interested in. Thanks for joining me for today's Lunchtime Poetry. If you are a teen signed up in the Manlius Library Summer Reading Program, your secret code today is EXCITE. Capital E, X-C-I-T-E. EXCITE. If you're a teen in Central New York and you are not signed up for the summer reading program, head over to our website and get signed up today. There's prizes at the end of the summer, lots of activities all summer long, and some really great poetry and other reading. There's also programs for adults ages 18 and up and kids up through age 12. Thanks for joining me. I'm Lorie. I'm the teen librarian here at Manlius Library, and you can find me here for Lunchtime Poetry every Friday at noon on the Manlius Library YouTube channel. Have a great weekend, stay cool, and happy poetry.